You're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round. You can't find the fighter. I see it in you, so we gon' work it out. Move mountains. I do not own the rights to that song. That is Andra Day, Rise Up. Just thought I'd start today off a little bit differently. And yes, I did my hair and makeup, got dressed today. You're probably like my husband. All I did was put some clothes on and he's like, where are you going? I'm like, did you not notice there's a quarantine? I'm not going anywhere. But I thought, what the heck? You know, I got my workout in. I pushed back this live so that I could actually, you know, take a shower and get ready. So not perfect, but I definitely put a little face on and got ready. I also decided not to simultaneously stream live for YouTube or for Instagram so that I could focus on just one area, and I've been able to download from Facebook, so that's been great. Anyway, today I just, you know, there's so many things going on and there's so much craziness right now. Sorry, my hair, when it's down, it drives me crazy. This is usually why I pull it up. And a little funny story, my husband's always like, anytime I get ready to go anywhere or do anything, he's just like, what are you doing? How come whenever you go anywhere or you see anybody else, like you get all done up and you do all this stuff, and I get a ball in your head and workout pants and a t-shirt. And I'm like, hey, I get your belly hanging out and saggy drawers and a t-shirt. So, I mean, we're 1 for 1, right? I hope you guys are enjoying your time off with your significant other. I know that we've definitely had our challenges. I tried to sit down with him, like I talked to you guys yesterday about putting together a routine. So I'm like, okay, 6:30, I'm going to get up. I'm going to go ahead, do my workout. That way I can get a shower. I can make his breakfast. And I get up at 6:30 and he has already got up, taken the dogs out, and is out in the living room, which is where I do my workout. So I'm trying to be, you know, courteous of him and what he's trying to do, and the fact that he has to work at 8. So I'm like, okay, so I lay in there till 7, and I'm like, all right, he's not coming back. Maybe he's gonna stay out there. I'll just go out in the living room where I was working last night and grab my laptop and bring it back in the bedroom so I can do my workout. And then he starts talking to me and he's like, what are you doing? And, you know, he was starting to watch the news, and I'm like, okay, well, you know, I'm gonna go in the back. No, I'll go in the back. And then he lays there on the couch and falls asleep. So anyway, so that's why my day is a little thrown off today. And as much as I'm trying to get into a routine, trust me when I say that I understand that it's not as easy as it sounds when you're talking about, you know, putting together a schedule and trying to stick to that so that you do have a little bit of normalcy. It's definitely something that I have definitely tried to focus on. I do want to thank all of you who have tuned in, who are tuning in. I know it seems like, you know, I'm coming in here, and if y'all want to see more, definitely let me know. I've had some interaction. I've definitely had consistent people coming in. My whole goal for this was really just to reach out to people, make them smile, help them during this crazy time that we're all facing right now, and hope to just make a difference in somebody's life. So if you feel like this is doing that, definitely let me know. Like, comment, share. Those are the things that are going to get out to other people and let me know that you are here and that this is important for you to see every day. So if you're more of a private person, I'm definitely open. I've had a few people reach out to me via DM, which has been nice because I've been able to be there for them. So just basic conversations, pray for them, things of that nature. So that has definitely been great. I had a few things that I wanted to talk about today, but to be honest with you, I got so caught up in the conversation with my husband and kind of laughing about everything that I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna have fun. I'm just gonna have fun today. I'm gonna be me, and you're gonna get a full dose of my personality, which can be a little over the top. So I do suffer from ADD, which tends to have me go all over the place, and it makes it a little difficult to focus. But I usually keep notes. These are my notes for today. They're 2 little ones. to kind of help keep me on task and to talk about things. And I also don't want to bore you guys with like certain topics. So I do, and maybe that's just me, like it's bored easy. So I do try to talk about 2 to 3 things each 10 minutes that I come on here, which has been about 11 the last couple of days. So I am going to try to respect your time and kind of keep it to that. But again, hopefully put a smile on somebody's face and make a little bit of a difference. I do notice, and I would love to hear some feedback about this too, but the one time that I actually had on hair and makeup before I went to work, the one day that I worked before I got laid off because of this, craziness that's going on, I had a lot more people tune in and watch the video. So if you're not in love with my personality and you would rather see me put together and that helps you feel normal, I would be happy to do that every day. I just normally get up, get ready for my workout because it seems like something always comes up, and that's when it's, oh my gosh, it's almost 9 o'clock, it's 8:30, whatever. I need to get my thoughts together so that I can come to you guys, and then I usually do my workout right after I do the live. So I can definitely get up earlier. I can definitely do whatever it is that helps you guys, because that is my goal. So I am going to talk a little bit today again about my children and how I've been as a mom and how I've struggled a little bit with finding myself. So one of the things that happened to me, I mean, I was about 15 when I got together with my ex-husband, 18 when we got married, and then I was 20 right before I turned 21 when I had my son. And to be honest with you, we were young and I wanted to go to school, and we had a lot going on. He had joined the Marine Corps, so we were stationed in Camp Lejeune, and I just kind of, which actually ironically I'm not that far from now, I wasn't quite ready. We would go back and forth. At any rate, I ended up, getting pregnant with my son. We came home for Thanksgiving. It was kind of funny because we came home for Thanksgiving and, or back to Ohio, I should say. And he had seen a friend that we went to high school with, and they had a child. And he was like, oh my gosh, I think I'm ready to start a family. And I was like, no, not really. Thank you, Keith. I appreciate that. He wrote, "You're lovely just the way you are." I sincerely appreciate that. So anyway, the whole point is that I wasn't quite ready to be a mom. And he actually got deployed on NetFloat, and I had our son while he was overseas in a hazardous area, and I was all alone, and it was really, really hard. Not to mention the fact that I had developed toxemia, I gained 120 pounds, which is insane. I mean, I gained 8 pounds over a weekend, and the doctor was like, what are you doing? And I'm like, nothing, like literally nothing. I don't know where these pounds are coming from. Like, I'm not eating any more than I have. I have cut down all the salt. Anyway, flashbacks. Good morning, Marty. And so it was just kind of one of those things where I was just like, holy cow. Let me move that fast forward, because it's like I always feel like I need to give you guys all these details to really understand the story. But flash forward, like I didn't want to be a mom. I wasn't ready to be a mom, or I didn't think I was. He was overseas. I was like, how am I going to do this by myself? I made do. I had some really great supportive friends at the time, and I fell in love. I fell in love with my child. And then 2 years later, I had a little girl who is absolutely beautiful. And, they're 23 and 21 now. They're amazing, amazing human beings. And, the one thing that I've struggled with, and the reason why I'm kind of sharing this all with you, thank you, Marty, is that I didn't want to be a mom, but then when I was a mom, there was nothing like it. And fast forward, being a mom, being, there at sporting events, kind of, supporting my kids. I always thought that I was that mom, I had my own interest. I love working out. I love music. So I would get involved with bands. I loved, karaoke. I loved, just doing a lot of different fun things. And I thought, oh, I'm not ever going to be that mom, right? I'm not going to be that person that completely lives for their kids, right? Because one day they're going to grow up and they're going to be on their own, and I'm going to be kind of left and not know what to do with myself. And as hard as I tried, I still kind of that happened. And I am definitely still trying to find myself. I am definitely still, thinking about the things that are important to me and that I enjoy and that I love. And one of the things that I've always done is kind of when I've gotten in a depression, I binge watch TV shows because honestly, the idea of their lives, as crazy as they may be, was a little bit more interesting and fun than facing the reality that I didn't know who I was or what I was going to do or who I was going to be with, and all of those things. I'm saying this, and I know I'm going to be going over a little bit today, so I apologize, but I do feel like it's important because there may be some people out there who are kind of going through the same thing. And the thing about that is, I've really had to throw myself into different stuff. And, after my ex-husband and I split, I was single for 8 years. I met my current husband. And I thought, man, I had all that time. I went out with my friends and all kind of stuff. But I still felt like, my children were a huge part of my life. They were grown, but we would still get together and have dinners and just, enjoy each other's companies. My daughter would come over and we'd crack up laughing and binge watch shows, and she'd tell me about her life and what's going on. And, to be honest with you, I hope that never, ever ends, because my kids are definitely the biggest blessing that I've ever had in my life. And my gosh, I've been really good about not crying, but I think I might get there. Anyway, this was meant to be lighthearted, and just kind of really talk about how I've done all these different things to find myself. And one of the things that really has helped me is, working out and focusing on my nutrition, because after having my son and gaining all that weight, I've always struggled since then. He's 23, I've always struggled. I've been able to lose weight and then I gain it on different things. I have made a permanent lifestyle change. And getting up and working out every day gives me so much energy and makes such a difference in my life. And it also is something that I can share with my sister, who loves this. Sisters, I should say, because all three of them really do. And it is something that kind of makes me feel like me, right? It just, I'm like, holy cow, whew, I'm so glad that I did that. Look at all the sweat just dripping off of me. And sometimes I take pictures just to see it. I'm like, man, you can't really see it because there was sweat dripping down my neck. So, but I mean, I feel so accomplished. Being somebody who's a prior athlete, played volleyball, basketball, softball in high school, had a volleyball scholarship offered to me. Like, this is just my thing. And I had kind of gotten away from that. So it was really important for me to kind of pull that back and really focus again on those things. So I know sometimes it's really hard, and I know sometimes it takes a lot longer than we would like, but it's important to kind of, like dive in. I know last year, my husband had moved away at the end of the year, like during football season, we're huge Clemson fans. And I mean, don't get upset, Ohio State fans, because I love you too, because I'm from Ohio. But I just want to say that we are. And I was like, I really want a Clemson wreath. And I was by myself with my dog in the house and, working all the time. But the little bit of extra time that I had, I was like, I miss being crafty. I miss doing like scrapbooks of my kids and all that stuff. And I made this wreath that I absolutely loved. And I had some people like, hey, can you make me one? And I'm like, I don't know about that. It was time consuming, but it was something that I enjoyed while I was doing it. And I'm so happy that I have it. So anyway, just put yourself out there. Try different things, think about, like, don't stop yourself from doing stuff that you used to enjoy. Eventually you'll start to feel like yourself again. And I feel like that's where I'm at. I don't feel like I'm completely there, and I know it's taken me a really, really long time because my kids have been out of the house for a while, but at the same time, and I've had lots of changes in my life in the last couple of years, but at the same time, I kind of feel like, especially even during this time, like I'm really starting to kind of know who I am again, and I'm starting to enjoy life and enjoy the simple things. Like my husband and I were sitting in our living room, our makeshift living room for the time being, because we're getting a floor replaced at some point, and we're looking out the window, and it's so beautiful outside, and it's spring here. Well, it's spring everywhere, but I mean, you can really start to see things bloom. And so it's like, I have my azalea bushes out there, and I have all these other flowers in the front yard, and we've seen cardinals. There's literally a couple, right? A male and female cardinal out there that have been there together. And we've seen other birds, and we have these cute little squirrels, some little chunky monkeys out there that are running around, and we get to see them chase each other. And it sounds so crazy, but those things bring me so much joy. And so I love that I can literally work and look at that. I can walk out my backyard to let my dogs out and see. Yesterday I was like, this branch was just moving, and there's a little creek in the backyard, and I thought, is there a beaver? Like, would that be, you know, would they really be out there? Like, what's going on? And then I look, and there's this squirrel just jumping on the end of this branch. And it made me laugh so hard because I'm like, look at him. He doesn't even know. He doesn't even know that there's all this going on. He's just enjoying life. And it just reminded me that we need to do that. We really do. So I know one of the things that I have struggled with right now, and I don't even have an entire family, just my husband, and our 2 dogs, which eat dog food. So that hasn't been a challenge. But, you know, cooking dinner every night, cooking lunch, cooking breakfast, actually, 3 meals, which I never did before, has become a bit of a challenge. And it seems like it's a constant conversation. So anyway, I did go through some of my stuff, and I have a new group starting on Monday. So that's kind of what prompted it. But I have some PDFs of recipes. So I have some freezer meal recipes. I actually have some other healthy recipes, clean eats, things of that nature. So if that's something that you might be interested in, because I keep saying I'm going to talk a little bit more about it, and I have other things that kind of take precedence. If that's something that you think that you might be interested in, just send me your email address. I'd be happy to get those over to you. If you think you might be interested in joining the group, I mean, again, this is not self-propaganda, but I definitely wouldn't want to exclude somebody who might be interested in that. Let me know. I would be happy to do that as well. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for sharing your little bit of time with me. I appreciate that, and I hope that I am able to make a little bit of a difference in your life every day, whether it be making fun of myself, laughing about what's going on in my life, whether it be ideas to help you. All I want is just to make a little bit of a difference, and I hope that I do that. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Be active and be happy, guys. I'll talk to you soon.